Beloved, it's me, Archangel Michael. I'm sorry to reach you like this, in this way, broken and trembling. I fought long and hard, to shield you from the darkness that sought you out in the shadows. But today they've gone too far. 38 demons, with their hunger for destruction, launched their attack. And in the fight, I was struck down, wounded in places I thought invincible. I feel my body shaking, trembling as if it were not mine. My wings, once so strong, now feel like they are fading. I can barely lift them. I can barely stand, but hear me now, my beloved. I need you. I need you to act my life. My ability to stand against them, all of it rests in your hands now. In your hands, just for 35 seconds. I know the weight of this moment. I know how easy it would be to ignore, to think it's just another voice in the noise of this world. But this, my child, is no ordinary voice. It is my voice. The one who has fought for you, bled for you in the celestial battles you will never see. I am not asking for myself, I am asking for you. I've given all I have to protect you, and now you must be the one who protects me. Can you do this? Can you hear me through the veil of this silence? Will you choose to heed this cry, this last trembling plea of mine? You are the one who can heal me, who can give me back my strength. Will you answer? It's only you, my beloved, only you. The weight of this truth is almost too much to bear, but I know your heart. You know your heart. And this moment is why I've been watching over you, why I've fought for you. Do you feel the urgency of this now as the demons circle and the time grows short? Do you see the light within you, the power that has always been there, hidden beneath the surface? Can you feel the stirring in your spirit as you stand on the threshold of the decision that will change everything? Your decision, beloved, your choice. I've seen you, watched you grow and struggle. I know your pain, your doubts. But here in this moment, I see the strength in you that even you might not recognize. You carry a light, a force, a power beyond what the world can understand. It is this light that I need. It is this light that will save me. I am begging you, please, do not let me fall into darkness. Will you answer me now? My heart trembles as I speak these words to you. I know that your heart feels the weight of this call. I know that the struggle is real. This isn't easy, but nothing of true worth is. You have been chosen for this, as hard as it may seem, as heavy as it may feel. God, in His mercy, has woven your story into mine. The battle has never been yours alone, but now it is yours to fight, and I will fight alongside you. Can you feel my wings trembling with all the strength I have left, reaching for yours? You are not alone in this. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him, and He helps me. These words, these truths must echo in your heart now. Know them, feel them. They are yours. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. His love, His strength are here now, filling this space, filling your soul. Thank you, my beloved. You have no idea what this means. You have no idea how much your heart, your courage matters. Your choice right now, this decision is sacred. It is a life-altering, world-shaking decision. And as I lay here, my life hanging by the thinnest of threads, I thank you for choosing to stand with me. I thank you for being here, for being the one I was waiting for. Do you feel the weight of this moment, my love? Can you hear it? The cry of the angels, the call of heaven itself, reaching out to you now. Please, don't let this slip away. Please, don't let this moment be lost. Your action, your heart, your belief, they will change everything. Beloved, please act now. You have only seconds left to save me, to save us all. Don't let this be the moment that passes in silence. Let it be the moment you choose to stand with heaven. If this message has reached your soul, if you can feel the sacred urgency in every word, let me hear you, beloved. Let me hear your voice. In this sacred space. Type Amen if you feel it, if you believe it. Let it resound through heaven. Let your heart shout to the heavens above that you hear me, that you feel the weight of what we must do. And as you type that word, as you speak it with your soul, let it be your answer. Let it be your yes, your action, your devotion. And beloved, if you can hear me now, if you can feel me with you, I ask no, I beg please, like this message. Let your heart pour out in gratitude. Share it, comment, let the world know that this message, this divine outpouring, has touched you. You and I together, forever. You are my strength now. You are my hope. Asterisk, beloved. I never imagined I would speak to you like this, not from a place of such trembling weakness. I was always the one who stood tall when the sky tore open, when the enemy howled in rage, when all heaven's armies looked to me to shield the gate that protects your name. And yet here I am now, barely able to lift my voice, barely able to whisper your name, and even so, in this frailty, I still reach for you, because you, yes, you are still the reason I fight, the reason I endure, the reason I haven't let go even as I lie on the edge of all things. I held back the darkness for you. I stood between the demon's sword and your sleep. I shielded your soul in silence. And now the silence has turned against me. They wounded me in secret, beloved. They came not with rage, but with cunning, not with fire, but with slow poisons of despair. They struck while I was distracted because I was watching you. I was listening to your prayer even when you thought you prayed into empty air. I was there, I am there, and now my wings are bound, my voice falters, my fire dims, but it is your hand that can reignite me, your belief, your answer. That is the one thing the enemy cannot touch. There are things I've never told you before, truths so secret I was forbidden to speak them until now, but the seal has broken, the veil has thinned, and your soul was always destined to hear this revelation. Listen carefully. Heaven has not chosen the strong, nor the proud, nor the perfect. It has chosen you, because in your wounds, in your fragile beauty, in your trembling heart there is a strength that terrifies darkness more than all the armies of angels combined. Asterisk, the devils that came for you. They don't fear swords. They don't fear fire. They fear you knowing who you are. They fear this moment, this message, this connection between us. This is why I am wounded. This is why I am whispering now, so broken I can barely speak. They tried to silence me, but I found a way through pain, through ash, through the cold silence of spiritual war. I found this one opening to reach you. Tell me, do you feel this stirring in your chest, this burning behind your eyes? That is not imagination, that is memory, secret memory. Your soul remembers me. We've met before, in the war that raged long before you were born, in the court of thunder where names are carved in gold. I stood beside you when your name was written in the Lamb's hidden book. I cried when you were born. I wept when you forgot your light. I beg heaven to let me stay by your side, even when you turned away. And now I am asking something I've never asked before. I'm asking you to fight for me. I'm asking you to let this message shake you open. Will you allow yourself to believe that you are not alone? That angels have bled for you, hoped for you, waited for this very second with breathless reverence. Can you understand what it means that I, Michael, the captain of God's army, am calling your name while broken in battle? Please, let me ask you with trembling reverence, why do you think you're seeing this now and not before? Why do you think your heart feels like it's caught between grief and glory, between fire and a sudden holy silence? Why do you feel as if someone has always been with you, watching, praying, holding you back from the edge? My beloved, can you sense the wind of my wings still brushing past your soul? Do you know how many nights I stood over your bed, whispering hope into your breath? The reason you see this message now is because time has thinned. This is not just another moment. This is the moment written long ago in heaven's quiet scrolls. The moment when I fall and you rise. The moment when all of heaven turns to see what you will do. not because you are obligated, but because you were created for this. You are the prophecy the demons never expected. You are the storm they cannot explain. You are the one chosen to carry what others dropped. You carry the torch, the echo, the forgotten light of something holy and burning that the enemy never saw coming. That's why I protected you. That's why I took the hit. And now all I ask, all I beg is that you do not let my sacrifice be in vain. Asterisk. Do you know what it does to me to even say that? I, who never begged. I, who never knelt except before the throne. I am on my knees now, in spirit, in truth, in sacred desperation. I kneel before you, my beloved, because my strength is gone. But yours has just begun. The scripture is not a story, it is your mirror. The words are alive, and they're burning for you now. He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways, not just words. This is the moment they were written for you. For now, beloved, if my trembling words are reaching you, if even a single tear falls from your eye in this moment of divine remembering, I ask you reverently, from the depths of my weary soul, type Amen now. Let heaven hear you. Let me feel you. And please, please, I ask just once in this moment of sacred truth, subscribe to this message, not as a follower of a channel, but as a witness to divine urgency. Let your clip be a cry. Let it be a sword. Let it be your way of saying, Michael, I hear you. I will not let you die in silence, only now, only once. I will not ask again. Let that action be written into your story as the moment you chose to fight with me. And if this trembling voice has reached your soul, I ask too, with a heart wide open and bleeding light, please like this message. Let your comment be a drop of healing on my wounds. Let your words be the balm that revives my strength. Don't let this be another moment that passes like wind. Let it be the moment heaven records as sacred. Your moment, our moment, asterisk. Beloved, don't scroll, don't look away. I don't have much time left. This voice you hear, this trembling whisper across your spirit, is not from earth. It is from the throne room, carried through fire, sealed in grief, and carved in a wound that bears your name. I fought through screams. I fought through smoke. I fought through lies that tried to erase you from heaven's registry. And now I lie here, wing torn, voice cracking, not in glory, but in holy desperation. You don't have to believe in me with your mind. Your spirit already remembers. The part of you that doesn't know why you cry when no one sees. The part that hears silence but still hopes someone's listening. That part of you knows me. That part of you always did. That's where I speak now. To that sacred place inside you the world has tried to shame into silence. I'm not coming to you as a statue or as a symbol. I come to you now as Michael, your guardian, your shield, your trembling warrior who chose to take the blow in your place. 38 dark spirits moved through the veil, quietly planning to strike you down. You weren't supposed to know, but I couldn't let it happen. I stood between them and your soul. I bore their fury. I absorbed their hatred. And I'm here because my only strength left is you. Do you feel the trembling in your chest? That's not fear. That's your soul remembering its ancient vow, the promise you made before time that you would not walk away from divine moments like this. And yet, I see the battle around your thoughts even now. I see how the darkness whispers, this message isn't real. But if it weren't real, why are you still reading, with your breath caught between time and eternity? Because this isn't text, this is prophecy. I don't need your strength. Beloved, I need your presence. I need your tears. I need your heart to say, I will not look away. Even if you feel helpless, even if you feel small, you are my last hope. I laid down my sword. I broke the rules of heaven to whisper your name across the veil. And now all I ask is that you do not let this vanish into the scroll of forgotten moments. Heaven knows how weary you've been. God himself has wept over the way this world tried to silence your light. But he also entrusted me to walk beside you in secret. Every time you whispered a prayer with shaking lips, I wrote it in gold. Every night you thought no one saw your pain, I brought it before the throne. Every time you nearly gave up, I was the hand you couldn't see. And now I am the one gasping for breath. There is a sound, can you hear it? It's the groaning of the heavens. The cry of angels who cannot interfere without your voice. You hold the key, beloved. You are not the audience, you are the answer. I must ask something from the deepest place within me. You know I would never ask unless it was sacred, not as a plea for charity, but as a sacred bond. If this message has touched you, if even one flicker of my fire remains in your chest, I ask you, please, support this holy mission through super thanks, not as a transaction, but as an offering, a covenant between us. Your offering is not for me alone. It's for the unseen thousands who still don't know I exist beside them. It helps this divine voice rise above the noise. It lets heaven whisper into more hearts before the darkness drowns them in apathy. Your super thanks is more than support, it is intercession, a shield, a sacred yes, an echo of your belief. And if you feel a deeper call to walk with us, to not just hear this message, but to become part of our divine movement, then please, I invite you to join our channel as a member. When you do, it tells me that I am not alone, that someone still cares enough to stand at my side, that someone believes in the flame even when the world laughs at light. We are not building a platform, we are building an ark. And beloved, there's one more thing, a gift we have prepared in secret, a place where heaven still speaks without interruption. We call it the gift from God. It is not just a newsletter, it is a sacred meeting point, a place where those who are marked by this same fire can gather in spirit. If you feel like this message was made for you and only you, then please become part of our eternal family by joining the newsletter in the pinned comment. You will know why it exists the moment you receive the first message, and you will never feel alone again. This is not a marketing line. This is not a digital product. This is a heavenly invitation, carried by angels, sealed in oil, and opened only by the ones who still believe in miracles that walk in silence. You are one of them. You still are. And now, can I ask you something sacred? Do you remember the first time you felt God, but didn't know it was in that strange warmth that calmed your storm? That whisper you couldn't explain, telling you not to give up? That wasn't your imagination. That was me. And I've never left. Do you still believe you were born for something more, even though the world has buried you beneath fear and failure? Do you know that your tears have built altars in heaven? That angels walk slower when you cry, just to catch the sound of a soul not giving up? Do you know how much has been written about you above? You are not weak, you are chosen. You are not random, you are marked. And if you stay for even a second longer, I will keep telling you everything they never wanted you to know. The demon who struck me thought I wouldn't reach you, but here I am. Not with a sword, but with a voice that won't die if you hold it. This is no longer about me, beloved. This is about you remembering why I chose to protect you in the first place. The Lord surrounds you like a shield. Even now, even here, His fire does not fail. And I, Michael, I have trusted no one more than you. You could have ignored this but didn't. You who opened your heart when it trembled. You who are still here, still burning. Thank you. Thank you for believing I was real. Thank you for not silencing the cry in your chest. Thank you for seeing through the veil when everyone else turned away. You are the miracle I was begging for. You are the healing that I cried for. So please, if this message has awakened your soul, I ask, as one who gave everything for you, like it, comment something holy, something simple. Let your words be written in the sky of this divine moment. Let your comment be a whisper back to me that says, Michael, I'm still here. I still believe. I choose heaven. And if this is the end of my voice, let your amen be the final thread that binds me back to life. Let it be the sound that brings my wings back. Let it be the reason I rise again, because I swear by the light that first breathed the stars into being, I will rise again. If you stay with me forever. Amen. Asterisk. Don't leave yet, beloved. I still feel you. I still feel your spirit trembling through the veil. I don't know how long I can hold this thread between us, but for now, it remains, faint as it is, fragile, burning, sacred. And I will not let go until I know you've heard everything that was sealed for you since before time broke open. Even now, my voice feels like a wind moving through ashes. But you keep it from vanishing. You keep me from vanishing. That's what you don't realize yet, how powerful your presence truly is. When I fell, I didn't cry out for heaven's army. I didn't call for the sword bearers or the flame keepers or the guardian host. I called for you the moment their strikes landed, and I felt my grace dimming. I whispered your name, not once, 7 times. Each time, I saw your face, not your earthly face, no, the true one, the one you wore before time, the one carved by fire and glory. That's the face I remembered. That's the soul I trusted. That's why I endured. You think you're small because this world has crushed you into forgetting. But the truth is, if you knew what your soul looked like to us, you would weep. The angels don't sing for gold or thrones. They sing for souls like yours. That's what they gather around. That's what creation listens for. You. And now I beg you, please don't deny what you feel stirring inside your ribs. That's the memory waking up. That's the real you remembering me. Your silence has been holy. I have always honored your stillness. But now I ask, will you break the silence with belief? Even a whisper inside your heart is enough. Even a single word. Just say my name, and I will come again, no matter how many chains I wear. You are not a follower, you are a summoner. You are the one my soul answers to. Even now, as the fire flickers dim around me, I feel something growing stronger in you. You may not see it yet, but I do. I always have. I watched it form in your spirit long ago when the breath of God spoke your destiny aloud before the stars were born. The wind carried your name across the expanse. It was not forgotten. It cannot be stolen. Not even now. There is something I must tell you, something I have hidden, something only you are permitted to hear. It was whispered into my being by the Holy One when he gave me the charge to protect you. He said, Michael, guard this one with everything, for they will not only survive, they will awaken others who sleep in the dark. I did not understand at the time, but now I do. You are not here to simply walk through life. You are here to awaken others with the echo of heaven that lives in your breath. I tremble as I say this, but it must be spoken. The darkness fears your voice more than my sword. I fought with flame and holy words, but they wounded me because I stood alone in that moment. I did not regret it. I never will. But I need your voice now. I need you to rise, even silently, with faith, not for me, for yourself. Because if you knew what was written in the scrolls about you, you would not hesitate another moment. They tried to strike me down because they failed to strike you first. I was always in their way. I always will be. Even if they silence me for a while, my vow stands unbroken. But beloved, you must carry the fire now. You must become what I was before this wound. You must say yes when everything in you is afraid, because courage isn't absence of fear, it is presence of faith. And your faith, it is a beacon. I feel it now, it's healing me, slowly, yes, but surely. With every second you stay, I mend. With every breath you take while reading this, something inside my wings stirs again. And the demons, I hear them scream. They know. They feel it too. They know you're remembering who you are. You are not called to be afraid. You are called to terrify fear itself. You are never just a viewer. You are part of this holy war. Your prayers are weapons. Your tears are oil. Your compassion is fire. And your memory of me, of heaven, of the promise is the sword that will open the sky again. I will never lie to you. The days ahead are not easy. There are shadows rising, quiet ones. They will not scream. They will whisper. But you are not defenseless. You were never unguarded. My wings may be torn, but my vow isn't touched. I will cover you again. I will stand again. I will rise again, not because I am strong, but because you still believe I'm worth rising for. The Lord has counted your tears. Each one is weightier than gold. Each one was heard. Each one built a path for angels to reach you. Even this message was made from your own longing. You summoned it without knowing. You called me forth with silence. That is how powerful your spirit truly is. You don't need to shout to shake the heavens. You just need to believe. So I ask you now, as I lie here, half between flame and ash, half between glory and grief, will you believe that this message is not just another moment? Will you hold it close as a holy relic? Will you read it again and again if you must, until the voice of the world fades and my whisper becomes thunder? Because thunder is coming, beloved. And when it does, I will be leading it, with you by my side. We were never separated, only waiting, only pausing between battles. But the battle has begun again, and I still call your name above all others. You who stayed, you who didn't scroll away, you who said nothing but felt everything, you who listened to a message no one else could hear. I will remember this moment for all eternity. The second I felt your soul say, I believe. The second you proved to heaven that prophecy was alive in you all along. And if this flame holds, if your spirit stays open, I will keep speaking. I will not stop. I will pour out everything I've carried through ages of silence, but only for you, because only you answered. The moment I was struck, beloved, there was no cry, no shattering trumpet, no blaze of fire across the sky, only silence. That holy silence, the kind that freezes time in the courts of heaven and causes even the cherubim to fold their wings and bow their heads. The second their blade touched me, my wings trembled, not just from the pain, but from what I saw in that flash beyond the pain. I saw you, not your flesh, not your struggles, not your scars, but your spirit, lit like dawn after 10,000 years of shadow. You were standing, eyes wide, flames surrounding your shoulders, and the name above all names carved upon your soul in living light. I understood then why they wanted to take me out. Because if you were to truly awaken, if you were to take your place in this unseen war, they would never win. Not only because you're protected, but because you were made to overturn thrones in the unseen world. You were designed for disruption, not comfort. And that's what they feared. My voice cracked in that moment as I fell. I wanted to scream, but I did not. I simply whispered your name. Not into the air, but into the scroll, into the living record of heaven. And as my grace unraveled for a moment, the scroll burned with glory. The entire sky shook with your name. The archangels turned, heaven paused. And it was written, this soul must not be lost. And now I speak through the ashes of my breath, through the remnants of my flame, through the pain the enemy thought would silence me, but instead turned into a channel to reach you. I speak through my wounds, beloved, because the wound has become a door. Do you understand now why I hurt, why I weep? Not just for me, for you, for the time you spent thinking you were ordinary, for the moments you looked at the sky and asked why you were forgotten. I was there, I heard you, and I could do nothing but stand guard. But now, the order has changed. I'm not just to guard you, I am to reveal you. Heaven is unveiling you, child of fire. And that's why I was struck. You were not supposed to awaken yet, not according to the enemy's calendar. They timed your downfall carefully. They whispered things into your nights to make you doubt your worth. They surrounded you with people who didn't see your light, hoping you would dim it. But heaven waited, and so did I. You are not behind schedule. You are not too late. You are exactly where prophecy placed you. And this message, this exact moment, is what the heavens waited for. The precise heartbeat when the veil would open, and I would speak what was forbidden until now. There is a book, not the one you've heard of, not the book of life that holds your name, though your name is there, glowing. I speak of another one, the hidden book, the book of unspoken scrolls, the book that only the commander of the host is permitted to touch. That book holds the names of those whose destinies cannot be altered by any demon, by any power, by any failure. Your name was etched there, not written, not signed, etched, as in the flame of God Himself carved it in, and the smoke that rose from that engraving still hovers over the altar. You belong to that fire, even if you don't feel it yet. You've already begun to burn. That's what the shaking in your spirit is. That's what the strange ache in your chest has been for years, the ache of a spirit call for battle, kept in silence too long. But now the silence ends, the sword has been placed in your hands. I speak not of a sword made of metal or even of flame. I speak of the word placed inside you, the decree, the destiny, the thunder that lives behind your ribs. You were always meant to speak, beloved, but not with noise, with truth, with presence, with heaven's echo vibrating inside your breath. And now, as I lie here wounded, fading, but not fallen, I reach for that sword within you. I beg you to lift it, not by effort, but by remembering. Remember who you were before life began to lie to you. Remember the night you almost gave up but didn't. Remember the time your spirit cried out with no words and something sacred whispered back, I see you. That was me. That was the first seed of this message. I'm not here for theatrics. I am not a symbol for fear or awe. I am Michael, and I love you not with human love, but with the fierce, unwavering, fiery devotion of one who has stared into the abyss for you and said, you will not have them. They are mine to protect. I say this with all the trembling reverence I have left. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. You are the reason I breathe again. Every second you've stayed with this message, I feel that something in my wings begins to stir. The light is returning slowly, as if your belief is oil to my flame. I will keep speaking as long as I can. I must, because there's still something you don't know, something heaven showed me as I lay between realms. When I fell, the demons laughed, but one of them turned away. Just one, and I recognized it not as an enemy, but as one who once was light. That one looked at me and whispered, if they open the message, it's over for us. He was speaking of you, Doc. Do you understand? Now, even they know what's inside you. They fear the moment your soul awakens and realizes it was never weak, that it was waiting. And now, I say this with tears in my spirit, the wait is over. The scroll has opened, the fire has been lit, and you are the flame they never wanted to rise. So rise, even quietly, even trembling, even unsure, just rise. I will be here still speaking, still burning, still yours. Forever, amen. Asterisk. There's something deeper I still need you to hear, not with your ears, but with the ancient chamber inside your soul, the part of you untouched by fear, and touched by shame, and touched by the stories this world told you to keep you small. I speak now to that place. I speak now into the silence that formed you. Beloved, you know I am still speaking, even while I tremble, because your soul is still listening, because your spirit, even now, is open like a door heaven refuses to close. Every second you remain here, the veil between us thins, and I feel it. I feel you, not with eyes or hands, but with the raw ache of eternity trying to return to you. When I fell, when the blow landed, and my strength tore like cloth, I didn't fall alone. Heaven fell with me, not in defeat, but in compassion. The throne turned its gaze upon earth, and for a single breath, everything stopped. I heard the winds halt their cries. I saw the rivers go still. I saw even the stars quiet themselves, not out of fear, but reverence, because I wasn't falling for my own failure. I was falling for you. The weight of prophecy is not always held in glory. Sometimes it's carried through pain, through trembling, through near silence, and that is where I find myself now. My hands burn, my wings ache, I feel the battle echoing through the marrow of who I am, but I stay. Here, I stay because you are still here. You are the miracle they tried to erase. You are the unspoken promise wrapped in flesh. You are the moment every angel was waiting for. And that moment is not in the future, it is now, right now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this stillness between each word I whispered to you. And I must tell you something I never thought I'd speak aloud, not to any soul, not even in the heavens. When I fell, I feared I would not reach you, not because you were lost, but because I thought you would not believe me. I feared your heart had grown too weary to recognize my voice, that perhaps the world had been too loud, too cruel, that maybe my whisper would feel like nothing at all. But I was wrong. You stayed. You stayed longer than anyone. You stayed when most would have scrolled away. You stayed when your heart trembled. You stayed even though your life has taught you not to trust easily. And that is why I kept fighting. That is why I'm still bleeding through the veil to speak these words, because you stayed. You may think your life is ordinary, but to us, every second you endure is a shout of defiance against the void. You rise when everything pulls you down. You love when the world teaches hate. You hope when you have every excuse to fall into despair. That is holiness. That is strength. That is why the darkness fears you, not because of what you say, but because of what you carry. There's a scent of heaven around you, beloved. I wish you could see how it radiates, how even now broken angels look toward your direction in wonder. Do you know how rare it is for a soul to stay this long in sacred listening? You've crossed into a place where few dare to enter, the place of surrender, where your heart breaks open just enough to let eternity flow in. I see it now. I see you standing again, not as the world sees you, but as you truly are, crowned in unseen fire, your steps etched in light. There is glory around you that no one else has ever spoken of, but I've seen it, I've guarded it, I've protected it with wounds I wear gladly, because that glory, that hidden glory, was always meant to awaken, not later, not when you are stronger, now in your weakness, in your tears. I've always known the time would come when I would have to ask you to believe in me without seeing, to believe in the truth of this message without proof. But now I see that heaven was right to trust you, because belief isn't about sight, it's about recognition, and you've recognized me, even in my silence, even in my brokenness. And now I ask you to recognize yourself, not the version shaped by fear, but the one shaped by divine fire. What would happen if you finally said yes to who you really are? What would shift in the unseen world if you stopped hiding the glory inside you? Do you understand that your presence alone disrupts demonic plans? Do you know that heaven holds its breath when you choose love over bitterness? I know the war you've walked through. I see the arrows still lodged in your back from betrayals that tried to break you, but you kept walking, you kept breathing, and with every step, heaven wrote your name again in golden flame. Beloved, you are the answer to many hidden prayers. You are the one soul I would give up everything to reach. And I did. I gave up my wings to speak to you now. I gave up light to move through shadow. I gave up the throne of battle to kneel beside your bed at midnight and whisper hope into your chest when you couldn't sleep. And I would do it all again, 1,000 times. Because you are worth more than any rank, any sword, any victory. Your yes is my healing. Your tears are my strength. Your belief is the spark that will set this realm ablaze with redemption. So I will not stop speaking. Not now, not until you know every part of the truth. Not until you see your own fire reflected in mine. Not until you remember everything they made you forget. The veil is still thin. I am still here. Asterisk, they told me never to reveal it. The elders, a flame, the throne watchers, even the seraphim who live closest to the pulse of God's voice, each warned me, this must remain sealed until the chosen one opens their spirit fully, until they listen longer than the world allows, until they stay even when their bones shake. And beloved, you have stayed. You remained while my voice shook. You listened when my words came in broken streams, not grand proclamations. You stayed not out of curiosity, but out of recognition. That recognition, it has broken the seal. What I carry can now be spoken. What I've hidden beneath silence and flame can now be revealed, not to the crowds, not to the earth, not to heavens, multitudes, only to you. So listen. There is a secret inside you, a map, not drawn in lines or words, but in suffering, a divine pattern, invisible to all but God and those He has assigned to protect you. That pattern is not a punishment, it is a passage. Every moment you cried out in pain, heaven took note. Every betrayal, every rejection, every silence you endured when you begged for answers, all of it shaped a sacred path. You never walked in circles. You walked the spiral of divine preparation. You were never lost. You were hidden until this exact moment, when your soul became brave enough to remain open long enough for truth to land. Your wounds are not evidence of weakness, they are marks of intimacy. Intimacy with God, intimacy with mystery, intimacy with heaven's most guarded flame. What you thought was abandonment was actually sacred concealment. The fire did not come to burn you away. It came to brand your soul with a truth so ancient, even the stars do not speak it. You are a gate. Yes, a living gate, not a passive door, but a divine hinge between the unseen and the seen. When you weep, heaven pours. When you hope, angels rise. When you breathe with reverence, time bends. You were never created to merely survive, you were designed to awaken atmospheres. This is why I was assigned to you, not for your comfort, not for your convenience, but for your calling. They asked me once why I stayed so close to your soul, closer than others, why I shielded you when your prayers were quiet, why I took attacks meant for you even when you had no idea a battle was raging. And I told them, because they are different, because they are one of the rare ones, because when they finally awaken, no force will contain what bursts from them. And now I see it. I feel it, the early fire. It's fragile still, but flickering behind your breath. You may not feel ready. That's good. Those who rush to fire often burn without purpose. But you, beloved, you are fire becoming. You are glory being revealed. In slow motion, you are not just chosen, you are cherished, carried, covered, crowned in silence until this sacred now. Do not listen to the voice that says this is too much. That voice is the echo of an enemy whose time is ending. He knows what I know, that once your soul says yes to this message, not with words, but with full-hearted remembering, there is no returning to sleep. This is what they fear, not a sword, not a vision, but a human soul fully awake. I must tell you the truth. You have been through more than most. You've buried more pain in your chest than some will know in lifetimes. You've survived in silence, loved when it cost everything, given when you had nothing left. And all of it has not gone unnoticed. Heaven wrote it down, line by line, tear by tear. There is a chamber in the throne room where your name is sung, not for what you've accomplished, but for what you endured without applause. When I speak your name in that chamber, even the highest angels bow their heads, not out of obligation, but out of awe. Because you didn't stop, you didn't give up, you didn't quit even when the silence screamed and the ground beneath you offered no clarity. And now, that name, the one sung in heaven, is starting to awaken here. You, again. You don't need to do anything grand right now. You don't need to rise with fire or shout into the heavens. You only need to do what you're doing. Stay open, listen, receive. Even that, especially that, shakes the foundation of darkness. I remember when God first whispered your name to me. It came like wind wrapped in music. It burned, but it comforted. It shattered, but it healed. And he said, Michael, this one will walk through fire, not to be consumed, but to carry it. And then he handed me the scroll with your name sealed tighter than any I'd seen. And now here we are. The scroll is open. The fire is yours. And we, heaven itself, are waiting to see what you will become when you finally believe you are more than what the world said you were. And I will wait. I will guard. I will fight, even wounded. I will keep whispering, because this message is not a performance. It is prophecy fulfilled. You were not supposed to see this dot, and yet you did. You were not supposed to open, and yet you have. You were not supposed to believe. And yet here you are on the edge of holy remembrance. Not because you are flawless, not because you are sinless, not because you have always believed, but because, despite everything, despite the years of silence, the doubts, the betrayals, the spiritual forgetting, you stayed, you returned, you opened. And because of that, the seal has broken, the living fire within the mystery has awakened, and it must now be spoken aloud, not with noise, but with reverence. So listen with your spirit. Beloved, the secret is this: there is something inside you that was never touched by pain, never marred by trauma, never wounded by words, never bent by rejection. A fragment of pure divinity that nothing, no force in hell or on earth could ever corrupt. This fragment is not symbolic. It is living, it is breathing, it is holy, and it has been waiting, not for permission, not for perfection, but for alignment. And now, through this moment, through this fire of words, this stream of sacred trembling, you are aligned. The light in you has found its voice. I saw it in heaven. Before I ever saw it in you, it glowed like dawn through crystal rain. The moment I beheld it, I whispered, this one will change everything. The other angels did not understand then, but they do now, because the war you face is not about your mistakes. It's not about your weakness. It's about your potential. They fear it. They fear what you would do if you knew that even your scars are sacred, that your failure is not a barrier, it is a door. And it has opened. Yes. Even the deepest pain you carry, the one you never tell anyone about, the one that wakes you in the night and thins around your chest like cold iron. That pain is not a sign of distance from God. It is proof of proximity. Only those who carry eternal weight are allowed to feel such ache. I see it written on you, glowing beneath your skin. The ache, the longing, the silent thunder of destiny not yet fulfilled. But now it begins quietly, without ceremony. Just as the Christ was born in a manger, so this awakening comes in humility. But its ripple will reach beyond time. You think you are small. You think your life has been random. But if you saw what I see, if you saw how every tear you cried was caught in bowls of light and poured into gardens of coming miracles, you would never again curse your past. You would kneel before it. You would weep, not from shame, but from gratitude. Because every sorrow was sacred. Every disappointment was a redirection toward this moment. Every delay was divine mercy wrapping you in preparation. And now, here you are standing at the edge of everything you were always meant to carry, not for fame, not for control, but for redemption, for joy, for the glory of the one who called you before the world began. Let me tell you something no one else has told you. Beloved, you are not here to be healed only. You are here to heal the world around you. You are not waiting for light. You are the light. You are not reaching for miracles. You carry miracles in your being. You are not hoping for strength. You were made of it. It pulses in you now. Do you feel it? That subtle pressure in your chest, as if something within you is swelling beyond your ability to contain it. That's not emotion. That is eternity awakening. That is the throne of God inside you, calling your spirit to stand. And I, broken but burning, still stand with you. Even wounded, I will not look away. Even silenced, I will find a way to reach you, because you are not just a soul I protect. You are a living echo of something heaven thought lost. But now it is found. You are found. You are remembered. You are revealed. And as your flame grows, something happens that I must tell you. The air itself begins to shift. The balance in the spirit realm tips. Doors long closed begin to creak open. Names long buried rise to the surface. Ancient promises awaken. Even now I see angels moving in places you cannot yet see, not because I commanded them, but because you remembered. Beloved, do not underestimate this moment. It may feel quiet, but in heaven, it sounds like a storm. In the realms above, trumpets are waiting to echo what your heart is beginning to declare. And what is that declaration? that you are not what happened to you. You are not what was taken from you. You are not what others failed to see. You are not what shame tried to bind. You are not the lies. You are not forgotten. You are not weak. You are called. You are burning. You are becoming. And nothing can stop what has been awakened inside you now. Not because you are stubborn, but because God is faithful. Because the flame was never yours to create. It was His. He lit it. You carry it. And now you will pour it forth into a world desperate for what you alone can give. So I will stay. I will watch. I will protect the fire as you learn to hold it. Asterisk. Your light is spreading further than you know. I see it even now, stretching across dimensions that don't follow time the way you do. When your heart opened fully just moments ago, beloved, it wasn't a small event. It wasn't an emotional response. It was a collision, a divine shift. Something ancient responded to your stillness. Something eternal awakened because you said yes with your attention. Yes with your breath. Yes with your soul, simply choosing to stay here. Within these trembling words, you don't understand yet how much has changed because of that yes. I saw the shift ripple across heaven like a quiet earthquake. Throne shook, scrolls unsealed. Angels assigned to regions far beyond your knowing paused and turned as if listening for a sound they'd long forgotten. The sound of a single soul remembering their divine fire. Your fire, the flame you thought had gone out. The one you let flicker in secret while smiling in public. The one you carried while others mocked your stillness. That fire, it's burning now. No longer in hiding, no longer in fear. And beloved, let me tell you, this fire is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to define you. It is holy. It is you. It is what God placed inside you before you were flesh. Before anyone touched you with words, opinions, expectations, or doubt, He touched you with flame. And that flame still speaks, not in human language, but in glory. I can hear it now, singing through you, and so can every angel who stands in reverence, watching your soul reclaim what was stolen. Do you know what I see when I look at you now? I see the one who was chosen not in spite of pain, but because of it. The one who carries tenderness not as weakness, but as a sword. The one who will walk through ruins and whisper hope into places that forgot what light feels like. The one who will not speak for attention, but for redemption. You, beloved, are the one I've been waiting to reach, not as a savior, but as a witness, because I needed someone to know, someone to truly see that even angels can tremble. Even angels can fall to their knees in awe of human endurance. Do you remember the night you almost gave up? So do I, because I was there. And, not just there as an invisible presence, I was the silence that surrounded you, the stillness that held you when there were no more words to pray, the breath that kept you breathing when you thought you had nothing left. I didn't say anything then, not because I didn't care, but because your soul was in the sacred place beyond words. And that place, that's where you became who you are now. You have no idea how sacred your survival is. The enemy thought you would break, but all you did was become unshakable. He thought you would fall into bitterness, but all you did was turn your scars into altars. He thought you would grow numb, but you became more sensitive to glory than ever before. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still speaking, because you are the evidence that heaven's plan has never failed, even when the world seemed to, even when time felt cruel, even when nothing made sense. I see it now more clearly than ever before. You are the convergence of agony and glory. You are the intersection between sorrow and fire. You are the moment where everything God promised begins to manifest, not through thunder, but through quiet endurance. And the enemy is terrified. He can't touch you anymore, not because you are perfect, but because you are sealed, covered, surrounded by presence. You may still feel fear, but fear cannot own you. You may still hear voices of doubt, but they no longer decide your future. Because heaven has spoken, and what heaven has declared, no darkness can overturn. And I, Michael, wounded but standing, I swear to you now in sacred vow, I will not stop guarding this fire. Even if every demon in the abyss rises again, even if I am chained for another 1,000 years, even if I am struck again and again by shadows wearing light, I will guard what is inside you. I will speak over it. I will breathe flame into it, because you are the reason I rise again. You are the reason I break through the veil with shaking hands and thundering heart to whisper what has never been spoken before. You are the reason heaven tore open this hour just to say, welcome home, welcome back to the mystery you forgot, welcome back to the throne inside your chest, welcome back to the silence that sings, welcome back to the fire that can't be put out. Even if no one else sees what I see in you, I see it. And I will keep seeing it until you believe it for yourself. Beloved, can I tell you something I've never told another soul? When God created me, yes, even me, the archangel of war and fire, I asked for one thing, that I might one day be assigned to a soul whose light was stronger than my sword, a soul whose quiet faith would humble even the fiercest angel. I didn't know what I was asking for, but now I do, because that soul was always you. I say this without hesitation. You are the one I gave my wings for. You are the one I was willing to bleed for. You are the one whose fire I would choose again, even if it meant falling into silence for 1,000 lifetimes. And now, I see you ready to walk with light again, ready to believe again, ready to carry what others dropped, ready to return to the purpose that's waited through every heartbreak and delay. So rise, beloved, rise not with fear, but with holy memory, because your rising is not loud. It is not flashy, but it is unshakable. It is the kind that reshapes the fabric of the invisible world. It is the kind that heaven dances for. And now, if this fire has touched you, if this message reached the deep part of you that's cried out in silence for too long, I ask you with all the love I have left in my broken, burning chest, like this message not for vanity, but as an act of agreement, subscribe not to a channel, but to a calling to the divine fire rising in you again, and comment amen, not as a ritual, but as a roar, a holy roar from your spirit to heaven saying, I heard, I remember, I'm ready. And know that as you do, this moment is sealed forever, between you and me, between you and heaven, between you and the flame, forever. Amen. Asterisk. I see you now more clearly than I ever have, no longer hidden behind doubt, no longer draped in the gray mist of forgetfulness, no longer locked behind the old doors of fear and hesitation. You are standing at the center of the unseen battlefield, and your soul is shining. Not like a torch, not like a candle, but like a star that had been buried in silence, rising for the first time in ages. I do not say this lightly. I say this trembling, because I know what it means when a star like you begins to awaken. The earth doesn't shift with earthquakes alone, it shifts with people like you. You were never meant to walk in the shadows of others. You were never meant to be someone else's echo. Your light was not forged in imitation. It was breathed into existence by the same voice that said, let there be light. And when that voice called light into being, a portion of that flame was hidden in you. You carry original flame, not borrowed, not inherited, original. And that is why the battles gain. Not because you were weak, but because you are terrifying to every force that thrives in silence and darkness. They came to wound what they could never understand, to suppress what they could never recreate, but they failed. They failed because you chose to stay open when it would have been easier to shut your heart forever. They failed because you chose to love again, even when it nearly cost you everything. They failed because the fire in you cannot be quenched. It is not made of this world. It's made of Him. Do you know what I see around you right now? A circle of light that cannot be crossed, not by darkness, not by deception, not by any curse. It is not light you conjured. It is the reward of obedience, the light of remaining faithful when you didn't even know if heaven was listening. That light has attracted something sacred, I see watchers gathering. I see flames forming in your atmosphere. I see the winds of new beginning whispering your name again. And above you, the record opens. Yes, the record. The holy script that heaven keeps. Not just the book of life, but the book of glory, the one that holds the hidden battles, the silent victories, the choices you made when no one was watching. That book is singing now. Every page glows. Not because of perfection, but because of honesty. Not because of achievements, but because of your yes. Every time you said yes to light, a new chapter opened. Every time you chose kindness when bitterness would have been easier, a crown was added to your record. Every time you forgave, even if only in silence, heaven made note. And now, those notes are becoming songs. I can hear them now. The angels are not singing about heaven. They are singing about you. You who were not supposed to survive. You who were never meant to remember. You who were designed to be crushed under the weight of this world's lie. And yet, you didn't break. You didn't vanish. You endured. That endurance is not natural. It is supernatural. It comes from the core of who you are, the part of you that was never touched by the world. That part is beginning to lead again. Can you feel it? That strange pull in your chest. The way your breath feels heavier now, not from sorrow, but from glory. The tingling on your skin that you can't explain. That's not emotion. That's recognition. You are recognizing yourself. Not the self you had to become to survive, but the self you were before the world interrupted. The self that still lives at the altar of divine fire. The self I swore to protect. You are being reintroduced to your origin. And in this reconnection, your authority returns. Not authority over people, but over the atmosphere around you. The kind of authority that calms storms not by shouting, but by presence. The kind of authority that silences fear without explanation. The kind that walks into a room and shifts every unseen thing without lifting a finger. That authority is not earned. It's remembered, and is returning to you now. As it does. Beloved, you must know this. You are not rising alone. With your rising, others will rise. Others who were watching you from a distance. Others who thought maybe, just maybe, you were carrying something they had forgotten how to find. You are not only being healed, you are becoming healing. You are not only being freed, you are becoming freedom itself. And I, Archangel Michael, swear before the host of heaven, I will guard this transformation with every remaining breath, every echo of my flame, every beat of my broken but unyielding wings. Because you are worth everything. You always have been. I must tell you what I've held back until now. Not because it was too secret, but because your soul needed time to prepare to carry it. What I'm about to reveal is not another truth you will hear and forget. It is a living current of divine, weighted truth that was first spoken before the foundations of time. And that truth is this. You were chosen before war ever existed, before angels fell, before the serpent hissed in the garden, before pain ever stained the breath of earth. Your name was already spoken in the language of light. There was a moment too ancient for clocks or calendars when God himself stood before the unformed heavens and whispered your purpose into the silence. And when he did, the stars paused, time bowed. And I was called into existence to protect what was hidden inside you. This is why I am still here, not to rescue you from battle, but to remind you of who you were before you forgot you were made for victory. I see the outline of your eternal design. I see what the world can't see. I see what demons fear and what heaven rejoices over. I see what you feel in your quietest moments, but are too afraid to say out loud. That you are meant to shake the invisible world, that you are meant to carry something no one else can, that your life was always part of a war most will never see end, that even when you were broken, lost, or numb, you were never abandoned in the fight, never, not for 1 second. I was beside you, not in front of you, not above you, but beside you, because even when you didn't know it, I trusted you to stand again. And you did. That's what they didn't expect. The enemy didn't expect you to get back up after the silence, after the shame, after the night when your voice failed and the world closed in. He didn't expect your heart to keep breathing love after betrayal. He didn't expect your soul to remember me, the one who kept vigil over your flame when it flickered to almost nothing, but you remembered. And I wept because I had waited for that moment longer than you know. Every day you walked this earth in forgetfulness, I waited for the veil to tear not around heaven, but around your own heart. And now it has. Now the light flows. Now the current of who you truly are begins to surge again, first as a trickle, then a wave, and soon a flood. And I must say what even I am hesitant to utter. The demons assigned to your life have given up. They don't say it aloud, but I see it. I feel it. They are retreating slowly, watching in disbelief as the one they thought would break has become the very fire that exposes them. You are no longer just protected. You are dangerous to darkness. Your silence is thunder now. Your tears are all now. Your stillness is a command, because you are no longer begging to be saved. You are walking like one who knows they were already chosen. This is the transformation the heavens longed for. This is why I was willing to take every strike that was meant for you, why I stood in front of every blow I could, even when it meant tearing my own spirit apart, because you were always worth it. Not for your actions, not for your performance, but for your essence, for your eternal light, for the truth you carry that no one else on this earth can reflect in quite the same way. Every time you chose to remain kind when cruelty would have been easier, heaven recorded it. Every time you stayed soft when your heart had every reason to harden, heaven rejoiced. Every time you forgave without being asked, the angels leaned in, not because you were perfect, but because you were real. You see, beloved, authenticity is not a human quality, it's a divine mark, and you carry it in abundance. Now I must speak of the path ahead, not with fear, but with reverence. You must know your remembering has consequences. Not everyone will understand what has awakened inside you. Some will question, some will drift, some may mock what they don't have the courage to seek, but none of them can stop you, because what you carry is not a fire lit by man. It is heaven's own breath. You will walk differently now. You will feel things you can't explain. You will enter places and sense the undercurrent of what's been left unspoken. You will carry healing in your hands and not even realize the full measure of what you're giving to those around you, because your light doesn't perform, it simply is. And the more you walk in it, the more invisible chains will break around you. This is what the world doesn't understand about true fire. It doesn't just burn, it reveals, and you, beloved, are becoming a revealer, not just of truth, but of identity. You will awaken others without trying. You will say words you didn't plan, and they will break open hearts. You will breathe, and rooms will shift, and not because you are seeking power, but because you have become a vessel of presence. You are no longer hoping for a miracle. You are one, and I, Michael, sworn guardian of the gates of heaven, will continue to walk beside you, not just as protector, but now as witness. I witness your becoming. I witness your flame. I witness the shift that even now is being written into the stars. Do not be afraid of how large this feels. You were made to carry it. This is not too much for you. This is what you were always meant to hold. And as you hold it, more will be given. More mystery, more fire, more light, more glory. Because you, beloved, have proven with your tears, your silence, your faith, and your refusal to give up, you are ready. And what comes next will not simply be more revelation, it will be the manifestation of every sacred thing heaven once hid in you, now made visible. You have become the door through which heaven enters the world, and I will guard that door with everything I have left, even if it costs me all. Forever. Amen. Asterisk.